there are much easier ways to make a living than to make recordings of circus music.
The opportunity to record this specialized genre of tunes has reunited musicians from Southeastern Massachusetts on this stage time and again.
I'm Richard Whitmarsh, and I've been conducting the South Shore Circus Concert Band for over 40 years. This is East Bridgewater High School, where I graduated from in 1941, and the band has made recordings on the stage in the auditorium. The first 5 recordings were made just across the street from here in the Unitarian Church, just across the street from the high school, and the bandstand where we used to have weekly concerts of circus music.
The band members bring diverse talents and motives to these recording sessions.
It's fun music, the camaraderie of the musicians.
It's not that I necessarily like circus music, but this is a very good band to play with because most of the players are very experienced and really adept.
I love to play, and this is one of the best bands in the area, and I asked my friend, Ted Haynes, what bands could I get into, and he mentioned that I should call Richard Whitmarsh.
Whitmarsh, in turn, got his motivation from the celebrated longtime musical director of Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus.
Merle Evans came up to East Bridgewater and appeared as a guest conductor with my band, who was performing on the Common, and that's approximately the time when we started to have an increased interest in circus music, and we made an initial long-playing recording in 1972. Originally, I had in mind of doing 6, possibly a dozen recordings of the music written by a handful of composers, such as Carl King, Russell Alexander, and several others of the people that wrote most of the marches.
Would have known that we would be making 50 plus albums of this type of music.
Bob Ferrante is one of the band's original members.
You would think of circus music just being, you know, thunder and blazes, but it's just so much more than that.
When you study the circus of past years especially, they not only used marches, they used all types of music for the different types of acts.
It's just, it amazes me every time. Why are we doing this one? Or, we're doing this from this Broadway musical, we're doing this one from the popular, this was done in the 60s. And it's amazing, the variety of music. I mean, there's no other band or there's no other place where you can find such an archive of the genre.
It's the largest collection in the world by far.
Whitmarsh began his musical career more than 3/4 of a century ago. He became the conductor of the South Shore Concert Band in the mid-60s. In recent years, the band has presented pre-performance concerts for circuses in New England and New York. The music makers also have been a feature of several Macy's Thanksgiving Day parades.
I pay all the musicians for the concerts they do. I also pay the musicians for the recordings, of course. I can tell you, this last year, for my recordings, I paid out $3,000 in copyright money to the original composers of the music.
So what has happened now is a lot of the circuses have written their own original music to go along with a lot of the acts, and as a result they don't have to keep paying royalties to the publishers.
Whitmarsh personally supports this long-running project through the sale of CDs and downloads of music from the internet.
I would say over 50% of the music that's downloaded is Volume 25. Music for Clowns has been, in effect, our gold record. That has made it possible to pay the musicians for many of these other CDs we make.
And on this autumn evening in 2011, the South Shore Concert Band was recording music for the 57th and 58th albums in the Sounds of the Circus series.
It's a very loyal group. Many of them have been with me for the last 40 years. And many of them are school music educators.
Some of them are businessmen, blue-collar workers, but they all come together for the love of music. And because let's face it, it's not the Boston Symphony, and it's not. But it is what it is, as they say, and it's our own niche. And I'm usually pretty proud to say that I've been a part of it since the beginning.
So, how many more albums of circus music are in the offing?
I'm only 88 years old today, and as I said before, still collecting music, and I plan to continue on with it.
You know, I often think about that, and it's getting me emotional. Again, because my family has been such a part of that band, my dad and my two brothers. The band has been together many years. We've seen a lot of people die, but it is like a family. And you know, we love Richard.
We're really blessed to have somebody like him around.
And he's so passionate about the circus music, which is great. It's infectious.
And I don't know how much longer we're going to go, but it really is something to, it's quite an accomplishment.
I'm accumulating music right now for the next 2 volumes next October, and already have many of the titles already selected. But it's something that was started over 40 years ago, and as long as my musicians and myself stay in good health, we continue on with the series.
Yeah, it's been quite a ride, you know, and it's not over yet. Is Richard? He's hanging in there, and he'll always call me up and say, "Well, I got some music for the next album," and I say, "Oh my goodness, you know, oh, we're going to do this and that." And did you know that this song was used by the Clyde Beatty Circus in 1956? And wow, okay. and the beat goes on.
Reporting from East Bridgewater, Massachusetts, I'm Lane Talburt. See you at the circus.